It's the most powerful show on television. High drama with intense energy. A show dedicated to a few brave souls who risk their lives for the sake of their craft. Its in-depth reporting goes to the core and unlocks the mysteries behind today's raciest sport. Motorsports. Catch it when you can.
Station welcomes you to Auto Club Speedway, Fontana, California, for the running of the Auto Club 400. Matt Kenseth making a shocking return to Cup Series competition this weekend, being announced as the permanent driver, at least for the rest of the year, of the 42 car. As you remember, Regan Smith and Quinn Half have already piloted that car as substitutes for the recently fired Kyle Larson, but Kenseth will finish out the year in the 42. Quinn Half will reside in the 77 car for the rest of the year, although likely with a greater alliance with Chip Ganassi Racing. Kyle Busch wins his first pole of the year above Kevin Harvick, Chase Briscoe, Kurt Busch, Chris Buescher, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., Matt Kenseth qualifying in 9th in his first qualifying session back, and Eric Jones round out the top 10. And those who failed to make today's race are Brendan Poole, Garrett Smithley, Joey Gase, J.J. Yeley, Timmy Hill, and Quinn Half. Today's race is 80 laps with 38 cars. Stage 1 ends on lap 20, and Stage 2 ends on lap 40.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
And there's the green flag for the Auto Club 400. Kyle Busch gets a good jump above second position qualifier Kevin Harvick, as Chase Briscoe takes up second spot on the inside line off Harvick. Already takes a look onto the inside of Kyle Busch as they exit turn number 2. Briscoe cuts down into line, being pushed by Kevin Harvick into turn number 3. Kurt Busch has filed up into 4th position, but now we go 3 wide for second with Busch on the bottom and Harvick in the middle. Looks like Harvick will retain second spot at the start-finish line as Kyle Busch will lead lap 1. Oh, and the 43 car has been turned around on the exit of turn number 2. I believe he was spun off the front end of Joe Nemechek, and the caution flag is already out on lap 2. As we follow the race back to the flag, Chase Briscoe challenging Kevin Harvick on the inside for second. And at the stripe, it is Kyle Busch above Harvick, Briscoe, Kurt Busch, and Martin Truex Jr. Last week's winner, Matt DiBenedetto, who had a very poor qualifying start around 38th spot, clips the 87 of Joe Nemechek and actually turns him down into the 43, which body slams Bubba Wallace actually around coming off of turn 2, spins it around, manages not to hit anything, and Nemechek does not collide with the inside wall either. So we already have a little bit of interesting pit strategy as your pole sitter Kyle Busch is hitting pit road, along with several others, but Kevin Harvick is staying out on this cycle and will assume the lead. Remember, the first stage is only 20 laps. They should be able to make it there in one fuel cycle, except Harvick will be at around a 2-lap deficit on tires. First car out of the pits is Kyle Busch getting out in front of Chase Briscoe, Denny Hamlin, Kurt Busch, and Chase Elliott. They will restart 2nd through 6th. Just a quick update, and I know that it's very early in the race, but your regular season point leader, Ryan Blaney, presently runs in 28th spot. Green flag. A very uniform restart by most of the field right now as Martin Truex Jr. tried taking a look on the inside of the 9 to break his way up into the top 6. Kyle Busch right on the back bumper of Harvick, though, as they exit turn number 2. Almost bump drafting as they run down the back straight and into turn number 3. Harvick ran the corner a little bit deeper than Kyle Busch as the 99 car ran very wide, almost blocking the 11 car of Hamlin up the hill. Now the 99 and 1 cars run side by side for third spot, as Martin Truex Jr. thinking about 3 wide now as they enter turn 1. Briscoe files into third as Truex takes up fourth. The 88 car of Alex Bowman follows suit in the 5th spot. Right now it looks like the 2-lap deficit on tires is not hurting Kevin Harvick, as he is gapping the pole sitter Kyle Busch by a considerable amount now. Denny Hamlin just threaded a needle through the middle to move up into 4th position, getting around the 88 and 19 cars in a single move as the 99 challenges the 18 for second. Hamlin now carrying that momentum down the back straight right to the back bumper of the 99. Briscoe still ran turn number 3 very wide. That's going to let the 11 car get a chance at side drafting him down the front straightaway. At the stripe, it was still the 99 car to hold third spot as he has drafting help from the 18. Eric Jones now getting into this mix as he currently runs in 5th spot, being challenged by Alex Bowman for the position. 99 car still ran turn number 3 wide. That let the 11 car and the 20 cars onto his inside, as Briscoe fell down into 4th position with Hamlin battling with his teammate Kyle Busch for second. Hamlin doesn't have any drafting help down on the inside line. It looks like Busch will retain 2nd position. Now Chase Briscoe with a big run up off the top side to get around both the 18 and the 11 on the outside line. So now your top 5 is Harvick above Briscoe, Bowman, Denny Hamlin, and Kyle Busch as those 2 teammates battle for the 4th position. Now Kyle Busch lunges ahead with Hamlin dropping down 2 spots and the 20 car of Eric Jones picking up 5th position. And you see right in that row, that's all 4 Joe Gibbs cars running within the top 8. So we are now more than halfway through stage 1. The 99 car of Chase Briscoe is right on the back bumper of the 4 car of Harvick. The 88 car of Alex Bowman making a run on the inside of Briscoe for second. Right now he holds the spot. Briscoe's going to be carrying a lot of momentum off the top though. And the 99 car clears him coming off of turn number 2. The 18 challenging the 20. That's the battle for 4th position. The 20 and 18 cars have been battling for close to 5 laps now. Jones back on the bottom. Hamlin got shuffled out of that mix. Now the 81 car, the Joe Gibbs affiliate, is into this mix. On the inside line, getting around the 11 and 19 cars to move his way up into 6th position. Now the 20 car of Eric Jones has moved his way up into 4th, with Hamlin battling him on the inside. And it looks like into turn 1, Denny Hamlin will take up 4th, Jones back down into 5th, as Brandon Jones will take up 6th off of the 18. Kevin Harvick still patrolling the field as we enter 4 laps to go in stage 1. He's been dominating most of this first portion of the race since the first caution on lap 2, as no one can run him down right now as the 99 and 88 cars still battle for 2nd position. They do have a 2-lap advantage on rubber, but they've been battling a little bit too hard to get up a challenge the 4 car. Martin Truex Jr. got caught up on the outside line. That just moved the 24 car up into 7th. The top 5 at the moment is Kevin Harvick above Chase Briscoe, Alex Bowman, Denny Hamlin, and Brandon Jones, who has managed to drive his way up into 5th. Bit of a 3-wide battle for 6th position right now as the 24 car backed out on the top side. That will move the 20 car of Eric Jones up into that position. 2 Joneses driving for 2 Joe Gibbs cars, 1 affiliate and 1 a main car. And coming out of turn number 4, Kevin Harvick will see the white flag in stage 1. Chase Briscoe right on the back bumper of the 4 as he jumps onto the outside line, trying to carry momentum off of turn number 4. As he tries to charge up on the outside line, Kevin Harvick will win stage 1 by a close margin above Chase Briscoe, then Alex Bowman in 3rd, Denny Hamlin in 4th, and Brandon Jones in 5th. NASCAR on Speed Station is being brought to you by Built by Me Chassis and Engine Parts, by Smeaty, the real canned meat paste, and by Start and Park, the official motel brand of NASCAR. Well, now every single car in the field hits pit road simultaneously, so no one will be at an advantage or a disadvantage after this cycle. And the first car out of the pits is Kevin Harvick getting out in front of Chase Briscoe, Alex Bowman, Denny Hamlin, and Brandon Jones. Well, contact actually between the 20 and 19 cars, those being Joe Gibbs' teammates coming out of pit road. Bit of a dicey moment there, as the 10 car and 2 also got into it. And by the way, talk about a difference in speed between 2 weeks. Matt DiBenedetto won last week's Coca-Cola 600, but currently he only runs in 30th position after a whole stage. And take a look at this, John Hunter Nemechek, who actually failed to qualify for last week's race, presently runs in 15th position in front of former Cup Series champion Matt Kenseth. And there's the green flag for Stage 2. Already the 99 car tried taking a look on the inside of Harvick as Kurt Busch around mid-pack takes a dive on the inside of reigning champion Clint Bowyer. And Briscoe drifts up the racetrack, and that lets the 11 and 88 cars on his inside. Denny Hamlin will take up second spot down on the bottom. He doesn't have any drafting help though, as Bowman takes the position through the middle. Almost 4 wide for third spot as they enter turn 1. Denny Hamlin back on the inside of the 88 now. He had to back out of the throttle, but Bowman carrying a lot of momentum down the back straight. Up to the back bumper of Harvick, and the 37 car has been turned around down the back. Caution flag is back out. The 88 car backed off the throttle as they entered turn number 3. Denny Hamlin also took the corner very wide as the 99 car loses about 5 spots up by the top. In the race back to the flag, it's Harvick above Bowman, Hamlin, Brandon Jones, and Kyle Busch. Fairly similar to what we saw earlier with Bubba Wallace as the 48 car gets into the 14, turning him down to the 37, spinning Ryan Preece around. But once again, nobody hit anything, not even Bowyer. Now we have some even more interesting strategy as Kevin Harvick, Brandon Jones, Logano, Kenseth, and John Hunter Nemechek have decided to stay out, while the 88, 11, 18, 19, and several others have decided to come back down pit road. Been having a lot of issues with teammates in pit road as the 10 car turns around his teammate Cole Custer up in front of his other teammate Clint Bowyer trying to get down pit road. The first car off pit road was actually Brad Keselowski getting out in front of Bowman, Hamlin, Truex, and Blaney. And the guy who caused that last caution, Jimmy Johnson, well, he stayed out, and now he's in 6th position. And there's the green flag with just 10 laps to go in Stage 2. Kevin Harvick with a very good jump off the start above the 81 car, already putting about a car length separation between him and second. Looks like the field made it off turn number 2 cleanly. That's been the trouble area all day, as the 81 car just entered turn number 3 very wide, let the 22 on his inside as Logano is side drafting him in the battle for second. Actually four wide around mid-pack, 3 of those cars being Joe Gibbs. Chase Briscoe making some dicey moves as well on the bottom. Matt Kenseth racing very close with the 81 car of Brandon Jones, battling him for the 3rd position, as the 81 car is carrying momentum around the outside to inch ahead of the 22 into second for a moment. Into turn 3, he actually dove it in, and the 81 car Brandon Jones is up into second. The 42 and 22 cars of Kenseth and Logano, well, we know that's a feud, are battling side by side for 3rd spot, with Logano taking up the spot. Jimmy Johnson currently resides in 5th position as he is being challenged by the 18 car of Kyle Busch on the bottom. Kenseth on the bottom of Logano will move up into 3rd spot as they are going 4 wide right now almost, as the 88 car backs out of the throttle. Martin Truex Jr. with the run on the inside of the 42. Truex really trying to dive it in, moves the 42 car up off the bottom. But Kenseth will carry quite a bit of momentum down the back straight with a push coming from the 88. Brandon Jones drifted up high on the exit of turn number 4. That let the 42 car of Kenseth on his inside. The 88 car of Bowman follows him to the inside, now to the bottom of the 42 as they go 3 wide for second. All this battling is still letting Kevin Harvick dominate the field, as the 88 car of Bowman will take up second, now 4 wide for fourth, with Chris Buescher taking up the spot on the bottom. But the 18 car carried way better momentum coming off the top. Now the 42 and 88 cars battle down the back straightaway for second. It looks like Bowman will be able to perform the full slide job on the 42 to take up the second position. Caution flag is out, and at the stripe, it was Harvick above Bowman, Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, and Denny Hamlin. The second incident today that Joe Nemechek's been involved in. Daniel Suarez pushes him into the outside wall, which actually turns the 00 car of Suarez around, sliding him sideways and bringing out another yellow. So now we have even a little bit more confusing strategy, as every single car is hitting pit road except for Chase Elliott and Jan Magnussen, who will stay out on this cycle and assume first and second. The first car out of the pits is Harvick getting out in front of Bowman, then Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, and Brandon Jones. So they will restart in 3rd through 7th. Green flag with just 1 lap to go in the stage. Chase Elliott gets a good jump above Magnussen. Looked like the 33 car might have spun his tires on the restart. That definitely slowed down Harvick, as he now has to battle with the 33 as he almost turns him around, as Harvick gets turned around by the 88. Kevin Harvick spins up in front of the field, almost goes over, and the caution flag is out as the big one happens down the back. The 34 and 10 cars go upside down. And in the race back to the flag, guess who's still in second? It's Magnussen, but Chase Elliott will come back to the flag to win Stage 2. Briscoe just barely edges Magnussen at the stripe for second position. Magnussen in 3rd, Kyle Busch in 4th, and Denny Hamlin in 5th, and this race has just gone wacky. Well, this was one of the first times all race that Harvick had been put behind other cars, and he just makes contact with the 33, that in turn turns him into the 88 car, which spins him around coming off of turn number 2. Then he slides up in front of the 84, who turns him straight into the number 95 car of Christopher Bell, almost flipping the 4 car upside down, and then more cars pile in. Matt Kenseth also involved with some rear end damage. Jimmy Johnson with a whole lot of damage. DiBenedetto, last week's winner, skirted through. So did Clint Boyer, but then a massive impact as the 34 car goes actually over the 87, which flips the 34 upside down, and the 10 car as well. NASCAR on Speed Station is being brought to you by Built by Me Chassis and Engine Parts, by Smeat Heat, the real canned meat paste, and by Start & Park, the official motel brand of NASCAR. So Chase Elliott and Jan Magnussen hit pit road, which throws the lead over to Chase Briscoe above Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones, and Chris Buescher. You know, really in the last 2 months, ever since Talladega when Harvick failed to qualify, he hasn't really been able to put together the consistent results like he has been in the last season and a half, as he is now officially out of the race and will finish in 27th position. And the other cars that are now out include John Hunter Nemechek, Ty Dillon, Jimmy Johnson, Daniel Suarez, William Byron, we already mentioned Harvick, Christopher Bell, Michael McDowell, Ryan Newman, Eric Almirola, Ryan Sieg, Cole Custer, Brad Keselowski, Drew Herring, Bubba Wallace, Joe Nemechek, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. That's probably the biggest wreck in Auto Club Speedway history. After that crash alone, we went from having 38 cars running to just 21. And there's the green flag for the final stage. Briscoe did not get too great of a jump on Kyle Busch on that restart. In fact, the 18 car is tucked right up on his back bumper. Forced the 99 car just a little bit wide as they exited turn 2. Although Chase Briscoe is still your leader. There was a little bit of contact between Logano and Truex, but they managed to save it. That's why they were going 3 wide, with DiBenedetto taking advantage of it. Now the 18 car jumps up onto the outside, but that left the door open for the 17. 4 wide, now for 4th position as Truex takes up the spot. Now Chris Buescher almost onto the inside of the 99 as they battle for the lead down the front straight. The 88 car on his inside. 3 wide battle for the lead as they enter turn 1. The 99 car using momentum off the high line. Powers back in front. The 17 and 88 cars battle side by side for the 2nd position. Buescher just dove it into turn 3, but the 88 car powers past him as they exited turn number 4. Now Truex and Buescher battle side by side for 3rd position. Joey Logano currently runs in 5th with Kurt Busch in 6th. Now the 99 car got up off the middle groove. That allowed the 88 car to try to attempt a run on him as they exited turn number 2, but had to get out of the throttle. So the 99 car is still your leader, with the 19 battling the 88 for the 2nd spot. Martin Truex Jr. has just taken up 2nd off Bowman. He has a bit of a run already on Briscoe. Truex dove it into turn 1. Will the 99 be able to carry that momentum off the high line? Briscoe has drafting help coming from Bowman, and it looks like the 99 will retain the lead down the back straight. Now Truex really dove it into turn number 3, gets side by side with the 99 for the lead, as Joey Logano just drove around the 17 car for 3rd spot at the stripe. It was Chase Briscoe to lead that lap by a narrow margin. Into turn 1, the 19 car dives down in front of the 99 to now be the leader. And just remember that Martin Truex Jr. actually won the Auto Club 400 just in 2018, so not very long ago was he in victory lane here. Oh, the 22 car actually overdrove turn number 3, almost got around the 19 car, but he definitely would have hit the wall had he pushed it that hard. Now the 99 car back up into 2nd as he took advantage of Logano's mistake. And Chase Elliott, who remember got fresh rubber at the end of the last stage, has moved his way up into 9th position, matching his car number. And look at who started to mount a charge up towards the front with no rear bumper cover. That's Matt Kenseth in the 42 car as the 22 and 99 battle for 2nd. And at the stripe this time by, it will be Briscoe to hold 2nd position. But still Logano challenging him as they enter turn 1. And Briscoe cuts down in front of the 22 car to retain the 2nd spot. The 88 and 17 cars battle for 4th position, and it looks like Alex Bowman will take the spot off the 17. Alex Bowman now with a run on the inside of the 22. That would be the battle for 3rd spot as Denny Hamlin is challenging the 17 on the inside for 5th. So it looks like Bowman will take up 3rd spot off the 22. As the 11 and 17 cars still battle side by side. Logano carrying some good momentum off the top. Already inching ahead of him, back up into 3rd position. So Logano will retain the spot. The 17 car building a run on the outside line of the 88 now, as he is still trying to fight off the 11 car of Hamlin. And you saw Matt DiBenedetto earlier drive straight through the wreck. Well, guess what? Right now he runs in 10th position, so even though he was having a bad run earlier, he's really made up for it. The 22 car of Joey Logano just got around the 99. That moves Logano up into 2nd position. So at the present moment, your top 5 is Truex, Logano, Briscoe, Bowman, and Hamlin. And it looks like Martin Truex Jr. is really starting to run away with this one, similar to what Kevin Harvick did earlier on before he ended up wrecking out, as the separation above 1st and 2nd is around half a second between the 19 and 22. The 88 car taking up 3rd spot off the 99 of Briscoe. There's the 18 car on the inside of the 17, getting around Buescher to move up into 6th position. Chase Briscoe was able to fight off Alex Bowman and retain 3rd position, as the 11 now really side-drafting the 88 down the back straight. Martin Truex Jr. pulls down onto the bottom of the racetrack. It looks like he is hitting pit road. He's got a few other drivers following him, those being DiBenedetto, Austin Dillon, and Clint Boyer. So that throws the lead over to Joey Logano above Chase Briscoe, Alex Bowman, Denny Hamlin, and Chris Buescher. So now it looks like Bowman, Hamlin, Buescher, and Kyle Busch will be hitting pit road, as Logano and Briscoe will stay out still. At the present moment, Logano, Briscoe, Elliott, Kenseth, and Magnussen are the few that have still stayed out on the racetrack, as it looks like Briscoe will be hitting pit road. So now Logano is hitting pit road, but Chase Elliott will be staying out, and as we know, Elliott and Magnussen are pretty far off strategy of the other leaders, so they will be able to stay out probably around 5 laps longer. Whoa, trouble! The 55 car of Ross Chastain has been turned around. Are we looking at a similar situation as last week, where Chase Elliott and Jan Magnussen might have lapped several competitive cars? And since DiBenedetto could not unlap himself coming back to the start-finish line, that means that there will be only 12 cars on the lead lap. As on taking the caution, we now have just 20 laps to go here at Fontana. So here's what brought out the caution. The 55 and 20 cars are actually both hitting pit road, but Eric Jones actually clips Ross Chastain. So they both end up missing their pit. And I need to point out, because Chastain was one of the few drivers who stayed out, he actually is in 6th position right now. Quite an odd set of circumstances that we are looking at right now with the pit strategy, but right now your leader is Chase Elliott above Jan Magnussen, Landon Cassill, Brandon Jones, Ryan Preece, Ross Chastain, and then Martin Truex Jr. So the first car off pit road was Chase Elliott getting out in front of Jan Magnussen, Landon Cassill, Brandon Jones, and Ryan Preece. But now your top 3, which were the drivers who stayed out because they just hit pit road, were Martin Truex Jr. above Alex Bowman and Denny Hamlin. They're probably going to be very hard to beat late in the going, but they do have quite a few lap cars in front of them, and if you already somehow forgot, but Kevin Harvick couldn't handle the slow cars, Martin Truex Jr. actually has lap traffic in front of him. So we'll just have to see how this restart goes for the 19 team. And there's the green flag with just 16 laps to go here at Auto Club. 88 car already trying to set up a move on Truex now, since Truex is being blocked by the lap car of Ryan Blaney as they enter turn 1. Truex almost bump drafting with Blaney down the back straight. Now Bowman trying to take a look on the inside line, but can't quite do it as Chase Elliott, Bowman's teammate, just moved up in the 3rd position, getting around Denny Hamlin. Now a 3-wide move down on the inside as Truex trying to pass as many lap cars as possible. Trying to give himself a separation between 2nd spot Alex Bowman, who's losing a lot of time, as he could not get around the lap cars half as good as Truex did. Now he's got his teammate Chase Elliott on his inside. And now Chase Elliott will take up 2nd position. Jan Magnussen battling alongside Denny Hamlin for 4th spot. Chase Elliott does have slightly fresher rubber than the 19 car. That might be a factor on a race surface this worn out. Martin Truex Jr. still with about a half-second separation above the 9 car. Looks like he's going to side with the outside line to try to get around the 17. Chase Elliott really was able to run it into turn 3 hard. He's on the inside of the 19. Inches ahead. Chase Elliott is now your leader at Fontana. It has been more than a season since he won at Homestead Miami Speedway last year in March. Will he finally be able to bring it home today? But he has plenty of lap cars to deal with late in the going. Elliott kind of had to get out of the throttle as they exited turn 2. As Truex takes a look onto his inside now. Elliott really drove it into turn number 3, but he still has that 19 car on his inside line. Trying to side draft with him, now almost 4 wide, but the 19 dropped out of it. Many lap cars in this mix at the present moment. Chase Elliott passing them while they're going 4 wide with the lap traffic. Truex also trying to shuffle his way through this field, but still only separated by about 2/10 down the back straight. Elliott jumps up to the top side to hopefully get around the 99. Almost 5 wide right there. And since Bowman has much more drafting help, that makes it a Hendrick Motorsports 1-2 with Elliott the leader above Bowman. Now Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex Jr. battle side by side for the 3rd position. Looks like Truex is going to have it at the moment. Elliott's been able to put a pretty good separation above his teammate Alex Bowman. The separation is out to 7/10. Truex really diving it into turn 1 to get around the 88 car. That moves him back up into 2nd. Jan Magnussen on the inside line was challenging Denny Hamlin, but had to back way out of the throttle. Less than 10 laps to go here at Fontana. The separation is quite large above the 9 and 2nd position Denny Hamlin. It's well over 1 second now. Alex Bowman just dove it into turn 1, and it actually stuck right on the bottom. The 88 car is back up into 2nd position, as there is a 4-car battle for 2nd, which is allowing Elliott to really pull out to a great lead. 2nd spot was just retaken by Denny Hamlin, getting around the 88 car of Bowman. They were able to gain just a little bit of time on Chase Elliott that last lap. They are now within 9/10. Elliott only has 1 lap car ahead of him in clean air, that being the 1 car of Kurt Busch. Elliott went way wide though, and he lost a spot to the 99, and he's being challenged by the 22. All these guys still want to finish on the lead lap, as there's a battle for 2nd between the 88 and 11, with the 88 car of Bowman taking the spot back. Let's not forget that at the present moment, with Jan Magnussen running in 5th position, he's on a fast track to scoring his greatest career finish on an oval. Chase Elliott going 3 wide on the bottom to try to put cars 1 more lap down. Bit of a dicey moment there between him, Logano, and Briscoe, although he was able to put Logano a lap down and is challenging that 99. The separation between 1st and 2nd is a little bit over 1 second above the Hendrick teammates of Elliott and Bowman. Well, the 9 car of Elliott just got heavily blocked by the 1 car of Kurt Busch, coming off of turn number 2. But now it looks like Chase Elliott finally has a good enough run to get onto his inside. Trying to carry that momentum through turns 3 and 4. But still Kurt Busch powers past him. Elliott ran turn number 3 very wide. He tried to get up onto the outside of Kurt Busch, but ends up just taking himself 3 wide with 2 lap cars on his inside. He is able to get back around him. Martin Truex Jr. was just able to take up 3rd, but Magnussen stole 4th off Denny Hamlin. Chase Elliott is making a dive onto pit road. So is Magnussen. So now Alex Bowman is your leader above Martin Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin. Let's see if their strategy plays out in their favor. Denny Hamlin and Truex battle side by side for the 2nd spot. Looks like Hamlin might take the position, and still Bowman has to deal with the same lap cars that Chase Elliott was having severe trouble getting by. Just 2 laps to go at the moment. The separation is 7/10 of a second between 1st and 2nd of Bowman and Hamlin, although there is 2 lap cars of Kyle Busch and Chris Buescher separating 1st and 2nd positions. And coming off turn number 4, Alex Bowman will see the white flag at Auto Club. There's still an ongoing battle for 2nd position between the 19 and 11, as Truex held it at the stripe. Denny Hamlin holding momentum off of turn number 2 on the high side will take up 2nd. Looks like Truex won't have another shot at getting past him. And Alex Bowman brings it off turn number 4, and from injury at Daytona to victory at Auto Club, Alex Bowman will win the Auto Club 400 at Fontana. And this win makes for Alex Bowman's 2nd career win. As you remember, he won last spring at Talladega Superspeedway. So Alex Bowman scores his second career win above Daytona 500 winner Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr. in third, Ross Chastain in fourth, Ryan Preece scores a fifth place finish, Landon Castle scores his best career finish of sixth and a best finish for Shepherd Racing Ventures. Chase Elliott and Jan Magnussen, who had to pit very late in the going and had a shot at winning if they would have been able to conserve fuel better, ended up finishing 7th and 8th because of how large their lead was. Kurt Busch finishes in 9th, and Chase Briscoe rounds out the top 10. In the regular season standings, Ryan Blaney is still your point leader by 1 point above Chase Briscoe, and then Joey Logano is only 5 points out of the lead as well in third spot. The top 3 cars are only separated by 5 points 13 races into the season. Last season's champion Clint Bowyer is 4th in points, moving up 2 positions in points. Matt DiBenedetto moves up to 5th. Chastain moves up to 6th. Hamlin up to 7th. Suarez falls all the way down to 8th. Chris Buescher falls to 9th. And Kevin Harvick loses 5 spots by wrecking out here at Fontana to move down to 10th in points. And now you see that there is 12 spots taken up in the playoff standings by wins. That's because Jan Magnussen, with his top 10, was able to drive his way up to 26th in points, so his win at Palm Beach is eligible for the playoffs. And obviously Bowman's win at Fontana locks him in as well. So now there is only 4 spots up for grabs, all the way out to race 26. We're only halfway through with the regular season. And then once we look at the playoff cutoff line, Chase Briscoe is 75 points above it, Chastain is 49 points above, Chris Buescher is 46 points above. Now when it starts to get close to being eliminated or making it is Ryan Newman, only 9 points above, Kyle Busch is 9 points out, Kurt Busch is 16 points out, Eric Jones is 19 points out, and Ty Dillon is 20 points out. The next race is the NASCAR Hall of Fame Legends Race out in Mansfield, Ohio at Mansfield Speedway. Catch it right here on the Speed Station.